Okay, I watched what many people, both on the internet and in person, consider this to be the best Terminator movie, and most importantly, best James Cameron movie ever made. So without further ado, cue the intro. Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm gonna be reviewing, like I said previously, the best Terminator movie ever made, told by many people, critics and audiences alike, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Don't worry, my review for the first one is coming, so stay tuned. But for this movie, following a decade after a terrifying encounter with a relentless cyborg, played by the famous Arnold Schwarzenegger himself, Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton, and her now teenage son, John, played by Edward Furlong, find themselves targeted once again. This time, the threat is even more advanced, and their only hope for survival lies with an unexpected ally. They must fight to protect John, who holds the key to humanity's future, while grappling with the consequences of their past and the looming specter of a devastating future that they desperately seek to prevent. Now, first off, right off the bat, let me touch on the film's use of CGI and practical realistic effects real quick. For a movie that came out in 1991, the way that they utilized the practical and CG effects in this movie was top notch. It looks like that the practical and realistic CGI effects are used today, which is a great thing to have for a movie like this. Seriously guys, as soon as the movie first started, when it shows us the devastating attacks of the relentless Terminators, it looks so crisp and rich with detail that I'm almost in awe of how it looks in this movie. Words cannot describe how beautiful it looks in each scene I watch. That's all I have to say about it. Let's move on. Also, the camera work and cinematography is nuts in this movie. But I'm saying that in a positive way, because of course the way it looks is phenomenal. Even when it comes to the film's exciting action sequences, the swooping camera shots and the stunt choreography is bonkers to look at. Seriously guys, my jaw was dropped the whole time I see the amount of stunt work put into this film. And keep in mind guys, these are real vehicles literally crashing into large objects, colliding with each other. And those are real helicopters flying in the air, flying through a tunnel, crash landing onto hard asphalt or concrete, or whatever the situation is in this movie. It is crazy town over there. But again, I'm saying this in a positive way, because unlike movies that we get today that rely heavily on CG effects and less of practical effects. Although a couple movies we get now rely less on CGI and more on practical effects, which is great. But still, that's neither here nor there. But for this movie, compared to what movies are now, this movie relies a lot on location sets and practical realistic effects with stuff literally flying everywhere. Like I'm talking real cars being thrashed about, real trucks colliding headfirst into walls, real explosions, fire, brimstone, smoke, sparks, ashes, debris, you name it. It all relies on one thing in common. They're all real, not fake. So kudos to not only the production companies responsible for distributing this motion picture, but also to director James Cameron himself for making everything look real by putting in a lot of intense effort into the designs of these effects to make them look real and to not make it look lazy at all. I can tell that a lot of love and care was put into this. In terms of its execution, everything that I just described about its effects and also the camera work and the cinematography in this movie, that's James Cameron in a nutshell. A prolific director with a passion to make the effects look jaw-dropping and exciting to watch. Keep up the amazing work, guys. Especially you, James Cameron. Never lose that confidence. Oh, speaking of James Cameron, his directorial style in this movie is really good. Now, except for Edward Furlong in this movie, who I thought felt a bit overacted, it doesn't change the fact that the rest of the actors in this movie, they were amazing throughout. Linda Hamilton did fantastic. Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, is a legend legend. I can see why a lot of people would make funny impressions of him and quote his famous lines in each movie he's been in. Even the people who are assigned to be extras in this movie did a fantastic job, which I'm not going to go too much into detail just for the sake of the approximate duration of this review, but I'm just saying they all added to this movie flawlessly. Also, speaking of story, the writing team and James Cameron himself deserve the due credit for cooking up this particular storyline for this movie. Now, the way I explain the story might get a little complicated for you, so you might want to watch this movie and figure it out for yourself. But all I'm saying is, in terms of the film's character development, the way James Cameron develops these characters, he does such a great job at making these characters feel vulnerable and very down to earth, despite all the fantastical stuff the movie keeps throwing at us. But you know what? We love every single minute of it. Even when the dramatic and emotional moments come into play here, especially that main thing at the very end that not only made audiences cry, but is also a huge staple in movie history, which I won't spoil in case you haven't watched it yet. The people who are casted to portray these characters, they did such a great job getting into character throughout the whole movie. This is what I expect from filmmakers we get now who have no passion at all from now on. Just try your best and give it your all. If you're unqualified to do it, there's no use in trying at all. Study what James Cameron does for this film to make your film successful, and eventually you will get great results from people. Is that too much to ask? Now, the only actor I think should do a smidge better is Edward Furlong as young John Connor. I just think his way of shouting and screaming to the point where his voice cracks a lot can be a bit grating to hear. But other than that, guys, in the end, I agree with the main populace about Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It was fantastic. Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot to talk about the one thing people are praising over before I end this review. I apologize. The opening title sequence in this movie is amazing. Those classic 5 notes repeated over and over again is hype out the wazoo. It's the right feeling of getting you pumped for what events this movie might unfold, and it puts you in the driver's seat as if the movie's declaring out loud to us, the audience, strap in and keep your arms, legs, and feet inside at all times because this is a bumpy ride. And you know what? I agree. Got me pumped. But still, the matter still stands that at the end of the day, the movie was intense, it was well acted, the effects were sharp, and the stunts were crazy in this film. But again, in a good way. In short, I had an absolute blast watching this movie. And as a result, I rate Terminator 2 Judgment Day an Oscar-worthy rating. And you know what? I say this movie deserves all the accolades it gets, because this movie was actually way better than Genesis in my opinion. Now, I will get a chance to watch the first one soon. It's currently streaming on Max right now. So once I have the opportunity to watch it on Max, that review is coming. So stay tuned. But still, I highly recommend this movie to you all if you haven't seen it. Jeremy Johns, if you're watching this review right now, this review's for you, brother. So Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Have you seen it? If you haven't, you are totally doing yourselves a disservice at this point. See if it's streaming somewhere or get the 4K Blu-ray copy of the movie for yourself and watch it, dude. You guys are totally missing out. But for those of you who have, come back and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Also, if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share it with your family and friends and favorite it. That's a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want a shout out in a future video, just follow me on my Instagram page and I will choose one of my Cinedroids to be displayed as a shout out. The link's in the description below. Also, you guys don't have to do this if you don't want to. I understand. But if there's a rare chance that you are interested in doing so, there's a little join button down below the video, just right next to the subscribe button. Or if you guys watching it on an Apple device, be it an iPhone or iPad or whatever it is that you're using, the link's down in the description below, so that way it makes it easier for you. But either way, if you click on the link or the join button down below, not only will you join my YouTube membership program, but you'll also have access to loyalty badges, custom-made emojis that I created for myself, week early access to future reviews, and a special shout out from yours truly. So in this case, I want to give a special shout out to one of my YouTube members, Sky, who has joined my YouTube membership program for 8 months as of today. So if you guys want to join her, just click on the link in the description or the join button down below and become a member. It doesn't cost you much. It only costs about $2.99 a month to join. So make sure you click on the link or the button below and become an OG Cinedroid started in no time. Also, I set up a Patreon page for you guys to check out as well. There'll also be a link in the description so that way you can visit my page and gain access to up to 4 membership tiers. On my page, I post nerdy fan polls, book audio reviews, and movie/TV show reactions, both audio and visual, on my page as well, full length and uncut. So if that's your cup of tea, if you guys are interested, go to the link below, become a patron, and let's get to know each other a bit more. Also, if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel, there's either a link in the description or at the icon card at the top right corner of your screen. Go over there, subscribe, and let's just have fun together. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.